Thank you, Linda. Before we get to our two main speakers, Larry and Tech Sergeant Freeman, I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about this experience for me and from the town's perspective. You know, we felt that today was an appropriate day to do this as we gather to dedicate the Veterans Park on the 20th anniversary of the worst attack on American soil. So before we begin, I do want to just take a moment before my comments to ask you all to take a moment of silence once again and remember the 3,000 Americans we lost on September 11, 2001, and to honor all the first responders and servicemen and women who serve our nation. Thank you. You know, I wanted to take a moment just to talk about this from my perspective because of my 12 years as supervisor. It's hard to say, but I gotta tell you, I think this is my most personal project, the project I stayed on probably longest, the project I would not abandon, and the project I will probably be most proud of when the time comes. But it's an important day today for our town. It's an important day in our history. We come together to dedicate a new park to the people of Glenville. For generations will come to enjoy this place. But we also dedicate this space to our veterans. And we dedicate this space to finally giving our veterans a home and dedicate ourselves to making sure that they can have a place to come and remember, to talk, to support each other, to be supported, to reflect, and to just visit each other. Today we dedicate this land as Legacy Park, a park that will be home to the Legacy Project, a project started by a special group of people who captivated me from the moment we first met with their vision and their passion. As they told me their story and shared their plans, I knew that although this was an 11-county memorial, I knew it had to be home here in Glenville. You see, as the Assemblywoman talked about, and not often thought about, Glenville has a very deep tie with the U.S. military, starting back in the 1940s, when the U.S. Navy built a naval depot here on Route 5 to supply forces during World War II. The 109th, we're blessed with a gentleman from the 109th today, and you'll hear from him in a few moments, started as a fighter base, founded just after the birth of the Air Force, and now has been transformed into the backbone of our nation's scientific research capabilities. And the Army Reserve Unit, right up there across from Social Plaza. Glenville has a rich and deep connection to our nation's military, and today that relationship and that connection deepens even more with the addition of a Veterans Park in our community. I'm committed to this project. I committed my word to these men and women that I would find them a home here in Glenville. Now, I'm not sure they believed me, but I asked them to trust me and to give me the time I needed, and that we would deliver this. These men and women gave so much to their nation. I was determined that Glenville was going to give something to them. Through the years working together, the folks of the Legacy Project, working with them, we've gotten to know each other well. And I count each one of them as my friend. We've been to meetings together, many, many meetings. We've attended and supported fundraisers together. We made plans. We reviewed those plans. We changed those plans. And together we plowed forward. I learned the mettle of these men and women. I learned of their stories, and I was humbled and honored to be in service to each one of them. The days that I myself felt beaten down, I drew strength from them and thought about what they endured for their nation. And every meeting I went to, Larry kept feeding me his famous chocolate chip cookies. That kept me coming back. Best cookies in town. In that long journey together, we lost some founding members who had the vision and courage to share this idea and launch their efforts. I would like to take a moment to remember Jerry Barr and Joyce Madelon and honor them with a moment of silence. Yes, the road was long and it was difficult, and at times we were discouraged. We felt defeated, deflated, dejected, but this group, I learned, would not be deterred. In military terms, we simply improvised, overcame, and adapted. Through some tense and difficult negotiations with some partners, we finally found a man who would step to the plate and deliver for us. His name is Bill Hoblock. He could not be with us today, but I want to thank and acknowledge Bill's generosity for making this park possible through a donation of the 6 acres. Please give Bill a round of applause. Now the journey is not over. We have more ahead of us. We have more work to do. We need labor, and we need funding, and we need continued commitment from this community on this project to stay the course. Each of you can be part of that story. Each of you can play a role in ensuring that future generations remember those who served. You can play a role to make sure that the veterans always feel supported, have a place of respite, a place to get help, and a place to come and be with each other. Please join us. Please join this effort. Help us complete the work that begins today. And together, let's make Glenville proud and let all those know that Glenville loves their veterans. God bless each of you. May He always protect our troops, and may He bless this great nation. Thank you.